Hello, I am definitely a catfish, and in today's video, we're not starting at the V-19 build site. However, I am going to be starting down here in my ocean flower biome. This is just basically part of the video where I just wanted to say, you got to enjoy what you're building, and it's ever since moving from Xbox to PC, I've created this brand new world. I've got my V-wings, V-19s there. So these have been added to the world of Crate since the last video. If you'd like to see these as a tutorial, please comment down below. I would love to hear that you guys want to hear this. There is a stealth or imperial styled V-wing, and that's just hidden out the back. So you take 3 blocks of glass, you place a quartz down, and then basically just follow what I'm doing on screen. You can see I then place stairs there and on the other side as well. Now, one of the beautiful things I do with most of my tutorials so far has been building them as I'm doing a tutorial for them. So this build here is the first time I have ever built a V-19 V-19 turret ever in any world at all. And so basically the only difference between this and actually watching me build in person is basically you miss all the incredibly long waits that I have, where I'm basically looking at reference images and just seeing how this ship should look. One of the most difficult parts about any Star Wars ship is basically making sure the shape is right, especially with these more shapy, builds like the V-wing here, V-19, because you find that basically you've got to start off somewhere. So it's like painting a picture. You cannot paint a picture without starting somewhere, and so for me, this is the start of the painting. It looks nothing like what I want it to look, and yet I know that I'm going to work towards it looking exactly how I want it to look based upon my images and based upon how I know a V-19 looks. The plan is basically this video will show you how to build a V-19 which is in the flying position, and so throughout this it'll be nice and easy to just follow along. If you get stuck on anything, just rewind the video and just carry on. In future tutorials, for example, I would like to possibly do a tutorial on an Acclamator 1 or Acclamator 2 Star Destroyer. Not a destroyer, it's a frigate. But basically, the only way I'm going to be able to do that is there's a guy I watch, and he is part of his Reddit, and not Reddit, Discord. Basically, his name's Tridor, and he does tutorials. And one thing I've noticed is basically the way he does his tutorials, which is really cool, is he records a video of him deleting every block, and then he reverses it, and that's the tutorial. So every block he deletes, you place, but obviously most people are just watching him place the blocks. They don't realize that he's deleting blocks, and I think that's really awesome. And I think with some certain builds that I've just not planned to do tutorials for, it might be the easiest way to make a tutorial, because I do find that when I rebuild something, I will make it ever so slightly different to the first time I built it, and that's great because it means that I'm building and keeping up to date. But it's not great if I'm trying to do a tutorial for that build and my build is clearly different to the build that you get to see, say, in a screenshot or something like that. I want it so you guys are basically getting the exact same video that I'm putting out and the exact same build that I'm able to build. It's one of those beautiful things about Minecraft is it's all about sharing. I'm not just building this to be selfish. Why would I hoard this and hide this from people? I want everyone to know that this build exists, and I want everyone to be able to feel that they can build this in their world and feel happy to do that. So as you can see here, just getting these parts here. So this back area is where the fin that's down at the bottom of the V-19 goes up and down, and it slots into that area there. If you want to, in a separate tutorial, I could record a video of basically a tutorial for this V-19 landed, because obviously the landed position for this vehicle is incredibly different to the flying position. However, for the purposes of this video, it's just going to be flying, it's just going to be in the air. And yeah, if you follow me on any social media like Instagram or Reddit, you will know, by the way, I can link those in the description as well. Follow me on Instagram or Discord or whatever it is you want to. You'll know that I am, at this minute in time, I have a fleet of many different ships. So I have an NU shuttle, I have a RHO shuttle, I have a Jedi starfighter, which is another tutorial for that on my channel as well. I've built V-wings. If you follow me on Instagram, you know for a fact I've built stuff like Star Destroyers, TIE Fighters, TIE Interceptors. That's on my YouTube as well. I've got clone turbo tanks, and I've even, with these builds here, I've now built an ARC 170 starfighter, a Z95 headhunter, and just there's all these other builds that I've got that just basically, if anyone wants to see them, I'm going to try and record them as a tutorial. However, if someone has a preference for something, I'll make sure that preference is filled first. So, you know, if no one says anything, for example, the next video might be the V-wings. However, if someone says, oh yeah, I'd really like to see an Arc 170 starfighter as a tutorial, I can make that one the next video. It's that kind of thing. You know, it's all going to happen eventually, but if someone says they want to see something tomorrow, I'm going to make sure that's done first, rather than waiting and just messing about and messing people about. You know, it's you know, supply and demand, you know, I might as well give you people what you want. But yeah, this texture pack is the Kelly's Rtx Texture Pack. So this is a bedrock texture pack, and basically if you're on PC, just use shaders, but if you are playing on PC, you can do this. However, if you do not have PC or any kind of thing like that, just use normal textures. I'm using smooth quartz and nether brick. You can tell exactly what blocks I'm using because it's the exact same as in the vanilla texture pack. The only difference is the fact that the tinted glass, it has, it's one of those things where the glass is not specifically just got corners. I dislike the corners. I've always hated Minecraft glass corners. But now I've got this texture pack, I actually have that same effect that PC has where, Minecraft Java has, where I can actually just put down blocks without glass being an issue. So as you can see here, this is the lower wing coming into play. I loved the V-wings during the Clone Wars. Like, I thought they were such a cool vehicle, and also I specifically loved the Lego set of it as well. The Lego version of the V-wing is such a cool ship. Like, just as a kid, I remember always sitting there looking at these different catalogs going, wow, I would love to have a V-19 turret for like my birthday or Christmas or something. And just obviously it didn't happen, you know. I'm just a bitter old man now, but nah, I'm not. It's fine. It's on eBay somewhere. Eventually I will get one, but it's just that time, you know, where you just got to spend that time just looking for what is the right deal for you. Big thing with these ships is basically don't make the wings too big, but also don't make them too small. You want them to be like something you can look at and go, wow, yeah, that really works, and that's a really cool ship. But you don't want it to be so small, like you don't want it to be too small so it looks bad, but also not too big so it looks overbearing. And also, if you're going to build multiple different ships, have a scale that you're going to work at. So for me, I know that all of my ships, most of them have, for their glass blocks, 3 glass blocks, and that's the windshield. So for my Jedi Starfighter, that's 3 glass blocks. For my V-wing, that's 3 glass blocks. For my V-19, that's 3 glass blocks. I know that's the scale I work with. Some people I've seen build Star Wars builds, and they have, say, their entire scale is based upon the idea that a real person can fit inside of it. I've not based it on that because, in my opinion, like, it looks fantastic, and these builds that I see with that people have made that people can fit directly inside, they look great. But for a build like this, if I made it so someone could fit, it would be too big at the top, and it just wouldn't look as sleek as I want. And the same with the V-wing as well. You know, I want it to fit. I want someone to look like they could go in there, but not actually be able to. So, as you can see, I'm now going around the ship just to see if it fits how I want it to look, and also once again pausing every so often, looking down at my reference image for the ship and thinking, does this picture in front of me on my screen, on my computer, fit what I want and what is in front of me on my phone? You know, the picture I've got of the real, well, I say real, the image from the Star Wars The Clone Wars TV show that I've got in front of me. If it does, brilliant. I will carry on building with that, and we're going to go from there. If it doesn't, I clearly need to work on it and just change it about a tiny bit and just make it fit. One of my current builds I've got going on right now is a Lambda class shuttle, and the issue with that is, once again, it's a whole bunch of wings. Now, I work well with wings. I don't mind wings, you know. I really like how they look. Like this V-19, you'll see the wings coming together in a little bit here, but like every shuttle I've built so far has had a different shaped wing. So for example, my V-19 here has a different shaped wing to my NU shuttle, and then my NU shuttle has a different wing shape to my Lambda class. And I think that's great because it's very fun because it adds different textures. If all of them had the exact same shape, they'd look a bit weird and a bit bad, but they don't. They've all got a different shape, and it just fits nicely with what I'm going for. So even here you can see I'm adding detail just to these little bits just around the sides and corners here, making sure that the V-wing has a good shape so it's not just a flat random mess. As you can see, I'm going through and just looking down at the engines. And now what you're going to want to do is move to your stairs. That's right, I do stairs upside, downside, upside, downside, upside, downside like that. And this was the best way I found with this ship to make sure that the wings took the best shape. So what I did was I basically wanted to see how wide that bottom area was and just see whether this top wing would fit that same idea. And then adding that just white at the front there, and you can just see already the V-wing is taking shape. You know, this is, if you've watched the Clone Wars and you know what a V-wing looks like, this is, in my opinion, how a V-wing should look like, and how it would look like if if it's in the Clone Wars. You know, just messing about with my inventory, getting everything in place. And as you can see, I'm now basically, you want to take the stairs upside downside, all the way down, and you want to make it so that basically it follows exactly what I'm doing on screen. I built this tutorial a couple of weeks ago, so I just cannot remember the exact numbers just off the top of my head. However, if you keep watching this video, you can see exactly where I'm going with this. And basically, just keep on going away with it. Please let me know as well. One other thing, I know it sounds like a silly thing, but if during these tutorials you would prefer if I just didn't talk, if I just did music, I'm more than happy to do something like that. I have no issues with that. Just let me know down in the comments below just what I can do to basically make the tutorial as good as possible. I'm quite happy to keep talking and just keep mumbling away to myself, but obviously if you think actually your voice is distracting, I'm just trying to watch a tutorial here, Catfish, stop it. Fair enough. And as I say, in the future, my future tutorials will all be me going backwards and actually placing blocks backwards. I know it sounds weird to say, but that will be just, I think the best way to actually make sure that the tutorial is easier to build and follow, because at the minute, as you can see, I'm still working out how to build this as well myself, so you can see me doing the whole moving about, double checking to see if it's the right shape. I'm most likely going to change a bunch of blocks about as well, because it needs to change colour. As always, just having that little pause just to make sure that I'm not placing blocks in the wrong spot. And look, you can see here already I'm starting to think, okay, where can I place certain blocks? I'm just thinking to myself, what can I do going forward? Where can certain things go? Alright, so from this point on, I am going to just play music and just let the tutorial go on as it's going to go on, just because I would like to basically just rest my voice. I've done too much talking and I've run out of things to say, so I will see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.